somebody alluding to taking me home recently.
Oh, fuck.
A few months ago. A girl, kind of seemed like a junkie. I don't know if it's a junkie. She was going through some shit.
One that, when I was walking out, she was walking in?
Yeah.
Damn. No wonder.
Yeah, she doesn't look bad for a junkie, but she's a junkie. I don't know.
I'm just saying, she had some watermelons, and do you know?
Okay. But
she's thick.
Yeah, okay, so she insinuated taking me home to pay or get a job or, just to be involved. And I'm not the worst looking guy in the world, but I don't think I'm the best looking guy in the world. But it's definitely a compliment when you get hit on and you're a married man. Absolutely makes you feel good. So I run to my wife and I'm like,
oh, no.
No. Don't make me call her, hon. She'll take me home. That was like a week running. So I didn't misinterpret this joke, and there's no way I misinterpreted this because I thought about it long and hard after I declined. I was like, I don't want to get involved. And she never put in her resume after that. Never spoke to her again until this week when she came to buy a phone for $699. I gave it to her for $650 on the discounts, and she only had $650 cash. There you go. Didn't care. It was, Monday when I sold it to her? This next Monday, which is this week, she comes by demanding that she gets it fixed because there's a problem with the camera. And she's like, I waited till now to tell you about it because I wished it would go away. It sounds like she got water in the phone. Okay, you know what? Bring it while I'm here, and I'll open it and I'll fix it for you. That's what I do. I honor my 90-day warranty. What I didn't realize was I was on speakerphone with the new employee talking to her. So I was caught off guard already because I knew she had a problem in our history. And funny enough, I texted him afterwards. I was like, yeah, that's the girl who offered to blow me to get a job. And apparently my phone and his phone aren't the same, even though they're Apple, because his phone is constantly unlocked and in front of customers for them to read their text messages. Yeah. So she immediately reads this text message that I sent my employee. It's guy talk. Even though it was inviting me home, okay, what are you, blowing, tickling my ass, it doesn't really matter. I was invited to do some act to get a job.
I mean, first off, it shouldn't be fucking repeated outside of work.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that's the one, even though it was between me and him. And she reads it, takes a picture of it, and then says, well, I got that on recording. That's fine. I got proof of it. I'm like,
good for fucking you. You don't know who we are?
No time declining. No time did she decline that it actually happened or was said until she leaves after yelling at him for 15 minutes, which is even funnier because most people are like, is he talking about me? Oh my God. No, she immediately thought it was her, immediately thought all this stuff and started saying that she's not that type of person. Why would I say that?
Good question.
Yeah, why would I say that?
I mean, it's, don't you have it? Oh, no.
On recording.
Oh, that's like I thought.
If I needed to, I could play it. I'm not that big of an asshole, but I'll happily play it for her. I don't know if she was like blacked out or she was really messed up the first time we met at like 7 o'clock after hours. She was barging in here asking what we had for sale. No shoes on, all dirty. How she had been trafficked and all these things with her ex and restraining orders. And I'm like, I hate to be that guy. Not interested. So I waited for her all day today. She said she was going to fucking come by and give me a piece of my mind. Never showed back up. I waited all day. I spent 7 hours of recording time and all the fun just waiting for you to come in here and like pretend you didn't know what I was talking about. Because I was just going to be like, this is you on this day? Oh, you're a nurse now. I'm so sorry. Shit happens, but it was an awkward situation for the new guy to deal with. I thought he wanted to quit. I'm like, hey, man, do you. If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. If you don't want to be in retail. Episode 15 coming. Like,
man, the amount of doppelgangers we have in Woodward, oh, wow, amazes me.
I know. It's just there's so many people that look almost alike. And if that's the case, if she's not the same name
wow, that's person, impressive.
I'm so sorry. You have my kind apologies. And at that point, it was just guy talk.
I mean, they have their girl talks. Why can't we have ours, right?
You want to read my wife's text messages? I bet it's worse.
I'm glad I don't have a wife or girlfriend because I'd constantly be bitching about something.
I'm not bitching.
No, like you're saying. But I would.
About the things I do.
I would be bitching because I don't give a shit about their day.
Make you happy? I would make you very happy.
What makes me happy is...
You wouldn't bitch at me.
I'll tell you what makes me happy.
No, I don't want to know. What makes you happy? Go ahead.
Funnel cake. No, I'm kidding.
There's a state fair apparently at in Oklahoma City.
Maybe we should go.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about.
But I'm too fucking broke.
I was at,
car insurance. I just paid it off. I got paid for.
Paid it off? It's a 6-month car insurance bid, right?
Yeah. I guess I thought it was like $100-something. Shame on me.
You're under 23, so it should definitely be more, right?
Yeah, it was like $500 for 6 months.
Oh, so that's $90 a month.
So it wasn't as bad, but I have to pay. I don't pay it like by month. I have to pay it every 6 months.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm glad I fucking paid it finally.
You don't have to worry about it for 5 more months.
No, but I have to worry still about student loans, which I cut in half to 10.
We have not talked at all this week about any of the crazy shit. So did you know that I fired the new guy?
Yeah, J-Rob.
Jarek.
Oh, no, I call him J-Rob.
Is no longer with the company. I handed him his final severance.
14.
I know. It wasn't the other one. It was him.
Fortunate.
So he got kicked to the curb in a nice way. I appreciate you, man. This just isn't the job for you. The hardest part about firing people is that even if you like them, this one wasn't very well liked, because he had his own shit going on. I need people to be on time. Always on time. I don't care if you're 10 minutes early, an hour early, never be late. Never. I need to rely that you're going to be somewhere when I ask you to be, so that if I ever do give you the keys to the kingdom, if there's ever an emergency, I know that you will be there, at least for the customer.
You will eventually get the keys to the kingdom.
He's got keys.
It's not that hard. It's really not.
I'm very relaxed with it, but he didn't get keys. And then so when he was let go, he asked me if I would think about rediscussing if his employment was an option. And I did not want to discuss that whatsoever.
That's hard to discuss as a boss, in my opinion.
What would make you think that?
Well, I did a kind of like my own thing with like lawn care for a short period of time. And I worked for other lawn care companies too that like did it for years and years and years. And so I did my own thing. Made a few bucks, a couple thousand during the summer. But man, finding people that would want to actually mow like out in the heat and then like not fuck up someone's yard where I have to go back over and re-mow it and make it look somewhat savable. Yeah. Like like
the guy that you met today, Gerardo.
Like I would have to teach that guy fucking 45 minutes how to go straight.
Yeah, straight lines are easy when it's a machine. It's really hard to mess up a mow job. I don't understand. Keep your arms at the same steady length. You hit a curve, okay. Don't move with it. Go straight. It'll even out. Go straight. But yeah, so Gerardo is the guy, and if you didn't know, you haven't seen the vlog.
It's gonna be funny.
Subscribe, like, comment, share this with your friends. This is gonna be a story.
Jose.
Mr. Jose is a 54-year-old stalker of mine. He was the guy I hired to do my lawn, and I haven't told you this yet.
Oh no, you got rid of
the Uber Eats girl, yeah, and her husband, because she has one leg. One leg is fake. She's a friend of my mom's since she came out here.
Wait, she's a fake leg?
I think so, because she walks with a cane and then she like dips down. Like it looks like a wooden leg that kind of folds. But she drives a big truck and like drives on lawns, then mows them, and then drives off and ruins the mow job. And then doesn't come to get paid or come to mow, but she comes to get paid. You know what I mean? So it's kind of weird. She doesn't show up for like 6 weeks and then she's like, well, I mowed. And I'm like, no, you didn't mow. I got cameras and the fucking lawn's like up to here. So I ended up talking to him. He's like, oh, you want me to mow your yard? I was like, yeah, $50. I'll have you mow my yard every 2 weeks, $100 a month. Boom, boom, handshake. He was a customer here first. Here's my problem. Never hire your customers to do outside jobs from the building. Once he comes to my house.
He knows where you live.
He mowed it. He asked for the cash. Boom. That was it. I didn't expect to see him again. 7:45 the next morning. In the fucking morning. No. Ding, ding. Oh. Ring chime goes off on my phone. Bing, 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 bing. Chime goes off in the living room, in the bedroom. Bing, bing, bing. Kids wake up. Who the fuck's at my door at 7:45 in the morning? So I get up. Oh, you kicked it out of the view.
Yeah. My leg just went haywire.
So I'm like, who the fuck is at my door at 7:45 in the morning? So I get up in my britches. Nothing but underwear on. Full belly. Open the door. Who the fuck is this? And it's like, hey, Senor Chris, There's a bunch of dirt out there. You want me to scoop it up? $15.
The fuck?
It's 7:48 in the morning, man.
Come back at 9:30.
Yes. Oh, no, don't worry. You're sleeping. You're rich man. I come back at 10. Don't worry. You open at 10. I'm like, this is home. That's work. I open at 10. I wake up at 8. I have my coffee. Comes back at 8:30. 8:30 in the morning. His name is Gerardo. I don't know his last name. But then he asked me for a favor to fix his weed whacker that he broke while weed whacking my lawn. Carburetor blew. It wasn't even the fucking anything else that I tried to help him with. Here's the point. 2 hours later, I'm late for opening the shop. Seth opens the shop, and I go, listen, man, I got other things to do. I'd like to be your friend, but unfortunately, we're not there. I'm going to leave, get dressed, go to work. Don't come back unless you're mowing. 2 days later, today, 8:30 in the morning. Not ring this time. Banging on the door. I'm like, oh, maybe UPS for my overnight AM delivery is here instead of at the shop. That's the only person between 8 and 9 that shows up. Open the door. Hey, Senor Chris, rich man. Hey, can you help me? Listen, I need some cash so that I can get my new weed whacker. I went to pawn shop. I went here. Pawn shop is expensive. They pinchy huevo, da-da-da. Starts cursing about them. Too expensive. So I bought him a weed whacker. Here's the deal. Weed whacker is $200. I will swap out his old weed whacker and my method. I'll charge him $100 for the weed whacker because I'll make money on it. That'll go towards him weed whacking for another month. If it doesn't, he's like, oh no, you come to where I live. It'd be fine. I'll show you. I'll take you in my house. You meet my wife every day. So I went to his house, saw where he lived, saw his cars. He's going to have the money. But he needs a weed whacker to fix my lawn on the house that I don't own. And then at 10 a.m. he shows up to my work again.
Oh, I was there.
This is where you show up. And so then I started calling him Jose because I was pissed off and he bothered me so much.
It's like a child asking for a piece of candy like 50 million times.
Dude, he was so over this WhatsApp issue.
It was his fucking wife. He was worried about his wife finding his messages.
His wife apparently went through the messages, deleted his WhatsApp. I don't care who he's doing, what he's doing, how he's doing it. Not my business. In my business.
I hope it's all legal. That's all I got to say.
But then he didn't want to pay me the $29 to do it. And I'm like, okay, so $49. I'll put it on your tab. Like, you don't want to pay? I'll make you pay. And I hate being that guy who's like, no, but your services are paid the same way my services are paid. I'm not your friend yet. I'm not. I am a person offering services. You're a person offering services. Love to be on that level with you. Sure as shit. I fixed his WhatsApp, put it on his tab, and then he leaves after 45 minutes of talking to my customers in the craziest, weirdest, most awkward ways.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, well, it's just, we're going to see after the 25th when his new weed whacker gets here how this ends. Stay tuned. Now, Mr. Jarek also asked for a reference. If you left or were fired from a job, would you ask them for a reference?
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I wouldn't.
I couldn't. I wouldn't have the balls to.
It's not really proper. It's like, oh, can I get a reference? I was like, find something you're good at or that isn't this type of retail customer service, and then I'll give you a reference. So it's super funny.
Good answer.
Yeah.
That's actually a good answer. Like I wouldn't want to give a reference to someone that is not good at something.
Yeah, because retail's hard as it is. We found out from Seth. I'm expecting if that girl doesn't show up or make a post on Facebook, I'm going to get a brick through the window for outing her now that she's...
Does she know where you live?
No, but everyone in this town knows where I live.
I didn't know where you lived until you told me where you lived. And I don't think about where you live because that's just weird. I do drive by your house every day.
This man sold me on, what was it today? Did you talk to your boss about my discount?
Yeah. He said that basically. He's like, we have to have it as a 10-month contract because everyone else is doing it as a 10-month contract. So that's what he basically
So if I want, and what he's referencing here is the radio station offers a 10-month contract. I don't understand why it's 10 months, but
that's
cool.
Just
maybe it's a
season.
Yeah. So it's a 10-month contract at $192 a month. Ends up being $1,920 for one ad per day, and it's supposedly prime time, right?
Yeah. And so, You'll have some that play on K101 and some that play on Z92.
How does that work if you're paying for prime
So
time?
Z92 is our main 192.30 basically, and then on K101 when we play our ads, it's like a sports thing. So they'll get affiliated with some of the Friday Night Quick Score ads. Just you get put in more ads because of they need to be filled, like commercial breaks.
So that's extra to the 7.
Yeah, and so what we do is we offer a minimum. So you're getting an ad every day. That's the minimum that we offer.
On the K101 spot.
Z92 spot.
Oh, so I'm paying for a Z92 minimum.
But whatever the minimum is the minimum. The minimum is like no one gets the minimum.
So who's the main sponsor at K101? The one that gets the first pick every morning, first draw.
That's a extra paid.
That's what I'm asking.
Like,
I want that spot.
The morning show.
Yeah.
On K101.
I want
from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Yeah.
You're looking at, trying to think of my previous sale that I did for the morning show.
Yeah, I want to know what the top dog makes. I want to know when I'm getting the most listeners, the most viewers.
Okay. This is a guesstimate, but it's a very, very, very close guesstimate. Within $10.
Because you're a commission.
Well, no. This is like the rate anyway, like the rate that I would charge. So let's say your bill's $300. I'm getting $30 of that.
Mm-hmm.
Wish I could finance my student loans a little bit better, like $1 a month.
You can refinance them. There's companies that do that.
That'd be 10,000 months.
You'll eventually win big, like I did yesterday.
That's what my mom told me. She was like, if you win big, just like pay like $2,000 down on it. And I was like, and she's like, get your money reduced down even smaller. I was like, Mom, you're a genius.
Did you graduate?
No. So
you're
yeah.
paying $20,000 for nothing. Yeah. Drink up, buddy.
So basically what happened was this is where I fucked up as a child. This has nothing to do with my parents. This is what my dad even asked me, do you mean take care of this debt? And I said, no. Just straight up told him no. This was on me because I fucked up. My college was paid for. Scholarships, for commentating, free money from the college I was going to because I was interested in their program. They didn't have many students. Someone to get involved, someone to lead this program. I started commentating games for them, started being someone active, making a name for myself. Then the teacher of this program got let go because of something he did. Said some things to some girls, ended up getting let go.
It seems like Oklahoma's way is harassing a lot of younger.
I feel like I'm going to regret me pouring this.
That's a lot. You're pouring a lot. That's a lot. That's whiskey. That's more than 2 fingers. Let me educate you. So
all of this time,
that's 2 fingers.
All of this money, all of this sorry.
That's like 2.5 fingers. This is after a very fucked up day.
I've had a fucked up day.
How so? How fucking fucked up is your day?
I fucked up where I feel good about this right now.
When I hang out with you, I remember so many cool things about being young that was like I took pride in. Anytime me and buddies drank, we had a cheers. Then it was like, I don't drink without my buddies. They got my back. All this like prideful bullshit. And I'm just like, God, I'm so lucky I dropped those dumb sons of bitches in the dirt 10 years ago. Sorry, guys, if you're subscribed right now, feel free to unclick that button. But you went this way, I went that way. That's all it was. I'm not just sick to my stomach when I think about the fact that most of those guys played under beer pong tables for the next 5 years of their life and then finally got jobs. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to get sober and I'm going to start and do something meaningful.
I remember what I was going to say now.
Mm-hmm.
I had my college paid for.
Yeah.
Some reason on the student portal app at Northwestern Oklahoma State University and WSU. Don't even know why I said all that. Option.
Look him up. Look this man up. I want to see what his fucking grades are and what his student picture is. If anybody can find this man's student
That'd be
yearbook
interesting.
picture, post it in the comments. and I'll send you a T-shirt.
I want a T-shirt. I want a T-shirt.
Well,
like
we're working out pricing right now.
Actually, I would rather have a hoodie, but that's just me.
Yeah, no, we got hoodies, T-shirts,
good,
long sleeves.
Do the people that are in this get a free one?
We'll get them.
Okay.
Trucker and fitted hats. Yeah, we'll do some stickers.
This option said student loan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what the fuck is this for? My buddy was like, oh, bro, you could just like take a student loan out. It would go straight to your bank account since your student loan credit, or since your student credit is at zero, since your dad paid in full to begin the semester. So basically you'd get all this money like in your account just for you to spend.
That's not how that works.
That's how it worked. Because at Northwestern, their policy is anything that you guys have left over in your account, like any like grants, scholarships or anything, like anything left over after they are paid, that's yours. Instead of them just taking it back, like it's theirs because they have to like to pay out. I don't know how it all works, but that's how it works. So stupid me, I was like, oh, my dad would pay for it. Sure, my dad was like, okay, you're stupid, I'll pay for it. Like, but me, I was like, no, I'll pay for it. He handed me that paper, and I was just like, oh, fuck, I forgot about this. He's like, but you're halfway there. And I was like, he's like, you should be paying like 12 years, but since you cut it in half, it's only like 5, 6. I was like, nice.
So how'd you pay it in half?
Won some money at the casino, and I gave it to my mom. Stupid idea, because I gave my mom a lot of money, to put in Roth IRA and everything for my future. But that was dumb idea. I won like $8,000 or something like that, and then I had some more money. She's like, "Yeah, we'll split it in half right now." And so that's what she did. She put half of the money in there, and yeah.
Smart mom, but also very dumb because you could use that money now.
I could use that money to pay car insurance.
So where's this rich parents now?
Oh, they take care of me, but they make me suffer they'll make me suffer.
You must have fucked up big time when you were younger.
No, it's just like it's a lesson.
Yeah, how many lessons does one have to learn?
Too fucking many. I tell you, like I'm the biggest fuck up out of my 3 brothers, I think. Like being young and fucking up. But I'm the more smart one for living like day to day. Like I have my shit figured out younger. I may be in more shit when I'm younger, but I got it figured out.
Yeah, I thought the same.
Like more than they did at the time, because they were still living with my mom, not paying rent.
Dude, I think there just becomes a time where you end up being comfortable with your life to a point where you're like either, because like I would consider myself wealthy in knowledge, but I wouldn't consider myself wealthy to like the 1%, the billionaires of the world. Like, so there's goals to be met. So like I could make $1 million a day and still be like, that's not enough. And I realize that that's never going to be enough. No matter what I do, money is not going to be the singular focus. It's like the drive to get shit done, to keep you focused in a direction. But man, it's crazy. If I would have thought that way 10 years ago, I'd be a billionaire today. That
what way?
Money isn't the goal. It's the fuel to the destination.
I really thought about like what I want to do. It's either commentating sports, like, and actually like being engaged, or making people laugh, because like that shit's easy to me. Like easy for me.
You got a million jokes that'll
like I just like walk in and everyone just like, this guy. The morning show, just the morning show, right?
Yeah,
6 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Pricing on that.
Prime time is
I'm waiting.
$880
for 1 month.
That's every day.
10 repairs. So that means I'd have to get 1 customer for every 3 ads. $880 a day?
No, a month.
So it's doable.
You said $880 a day. Holy fuck.
I don't know.
You'd be going broke, my guy.
No.
$880 a day?
Yeah, I can swing that.
That's still a fuck ton.
Yeah, but it just depends on what type of industry I would take that from. What would I advertise? Do I advertise my woodworking business? Do we do our online business, or do our brick and mortar stores? So, don't forget, this isn't my only store.
Here's another cool thing for you. I don't give a shit if you have 1 store, 2 stores, 3 stores, 4 stores. I give you 1 ad a day, but you can have up to 3 ads that I can rotate in between these days. So I don't give a shit how many stores you have. I can make an ad for each store. Won't charge you for making the other ads, however long it takes me for me to make these ads. I don't give a shit. I bust my ass to make the ads. I don't give a shit. I can get you how many ads you want, but only one's going to play a day. And there's prime time hours.
This is the fun part where you're selling me, but you sound negative doing it, where it's like,
I'll break my back for you. I know it's going to fucking suck, but I mean, anything to please the man.
You sure about that?
Man, see how far this dollar stretches.
Let's get the whiskey over here.
Let me finish this right here.
No, there's dude, last week was crazy though. We had missed the podcast, right? I tried to re-record with you.
That was shit week.
Yeah, you were busy, and then what was it? Seth tried to record and then dipped out on me. Then Jarrett got fired. Then we had the craziest customer, the iPad guy. I think I'd mentioned something about it. So guy comes in. If you've ever seen a customer that you know is going to be a problem, this would be the guy. Imagine your problem customer. Walks in, but he's monotone. Sounds like...
Oh, that guy.
Like the butcher. The guy who says it puts the lotion on the skin.
It's a guy where you don't really understand if he's asking a question or if he's giving you a demand for an answer. Like,
my iPad is broken.
Okay. What can I do for you?
You fix it now.
Is that a question or do you need me to fix it for you? What's wrong with it?
I'll wait while you fix it.
What's wrong with it?
I won't give you the password, but I'll wait while you fix it. Then I'm like, nah, I'm good. Sorry, I need the password. Got to test it. He's like, that won't be happening. So I'm thinking he's into some shit that I don't really want to know about or see. It's got to be on the homepage. Just the whole tricky situation of like, you want me to replace the screen on this? That's like a 2-hour process, and I'm not going to do it while you're watching because A, that was shattered. It's going to go everywhere. I don't want you suing me. B, you sound like the guy who puts lotion on the skin. C, he called like 6 times by the time it was done. Is it done? Why isn't it done? I've been without it. You're taking it too long. Where's the shipping? Give me shipping, tracking. I'll call. It was 1 day. 1 day of shipping. So a total of 24 hours he was without it before I got confirmation that it would be there the next morning. So it was 36 hours he was without it. He got it back, rushed it, got it. He's like, oh, this was quite an easy transaction. I thought it would be harder. I'm like, okay, have a nice day. Never see you again. Then all of a sudden, he calls me when he gets home. He lives an hour away, he said. Turns out it's sealing, so like 25 minutes. And he's like, it's not turning on. What did you do to my tablet? I think you broke my tablet. You broke it on purpose. I can't believe I would have to make a trip out there. But I'm coming back today. 3 days later, he actually shows up.
3.
Yesterday. You buy my tablet today. You buy it today. Or you fix it today. Understood? What the fuck, right? Well, no. Hey, bud, you got a 90-day warranty. Here's your options. Not going anywhere. Got a 5-year lease. Sorry, bud. We'll be here for a while. You can wait. Now it becomes my time instead of your
I wish
time.
I would have met this guy because I'd have been like, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not making any more off this.
I mean,
I got
fun.
the screen next day cross-shipped thanks to Neil. And it's one of those things where Injured Gadgets came in clutch, but on that shipment, they send me another RMA that they had sent me broken. And they sent me 2 defective screens for 2 different items twice in a row. So 2 overnight shippings that I paid for on $300 a product, $400 a product twice. So $800, 3 days of work.
You got double whammied.
Triple whammied.
Triple whammied.
Yeah, 3 days of work, 2 overnight shipments, 3 angry customers, back to back, all because Neil and Injured Gadgets. Super fun. They're my go-to, but sometimes they just fuck up back to back and it makes you frustrated where you're just like, I want to wring somebody's neck. And it turned out to be Neil from Injured Gadgets. So he got my wrath yesterday. But now the iPad is working. It's in its clamps right now. Everything's good. And he's supposedly coming in 3 to 5 days after I test it fully.
3 to 5 business days.
His words were, I'm going to let you keep it for 3, no 5 days. You figure out if it does it again. I won't waste the trip. And it sounded to me like he was going to bring like a butcher knife or some type of lubricant. If he comes back, he's angry. But he's not paying any more money. He's lucky. I could have charged him hey, you dropped it, you bent it, all these things about rushing, it's your fault. I'm not opening up again. But we honor our warranties at Love Family. Come check us out.
I don't know who you are.
Or where you think you're coming from.
But I will hunt you down.
And I will
find you. And I will kill you.
That is a promise.
I love that motherfucker.
How many movies did he do?
Doing that, I want to say like 4 or 5 of those movies.
I'm getting fed up with John Wick.
Oh,
and so
you know who I'm getting fed up with? The fucking Rock.
So 2008 to 2014.
4 movies? 3 movies? I want to say there was 3 and then there was a 4th one. I want to say there's 3 or 4 at the max. 4 at the max.
There was a Taken TV series.
Oh,
there was 4 Takens. Yeah.
4, okay, 4. That's what I thought. 3, I thought 3.
He saves his daughter. And
saves his daughter again.
He saves the daughter and then vacationing his family in Istanbul, avenging his son's death. And then he's framed for his murder of his ex-wife, the mother of the daughter.
Man, this man has to escape 4 different types of, oh, fuck.
So this man's been trying to get me to sign up for Fall-A-Days, which is the new Farm Expo.
The fall show, which is just like the May show that we went to in May with me and the dipshit, Zach. Hey, Zach. But so we went out there. It was like a lot of battling, bitching about if he's getting paid, what he's going to sell. So it was a negative thing. This time we're going to make it a positive selling business. I reserved 2 booths. This man finally broke me down, put it inside me and said, yeah, you owe me $202 per booth. It was like, what? No, not per booth. For both of them.
Oh, for both. Yeah, so $202 for
That's not a bad deal.
Yeah, his pull-out game's a little weak, but he got a check, finished off, wiped it. He's good.
Put you on, you're set to go.
Yep, 51 and 52. Come October 20th, 21st, 22nd.
We'll check in with them about this time, October 20th.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know, but we're going to be there. Made by Love will be there. Love Family Repairs will be there.
I do a little vlogging at the show.
Probably have its own little segment for the weekend.
Might come in and say hi.
But he finally sold it to me, so I had him try and sell me a pen, which failed miserably.
Let me retry.
All right, here you go. Why don't you sell me this pen?
Let's take a different approach at this. I walk in,
You don't have to explain that. Just like you were just...
You got a pen on you?
No, I do not. I don't believe in pens.
Oh, why not?
Pens just... They don't work as much as an ink and a feather,
Okay, but what if you don't have something to write with, but you need something to write with? Won't a pen do?
A pen won't do.
Okay, then what are you going to write with? Your shit?
Ink and well.
Well, what if you don't have that? What if you just have a pen?
Then I'll speak.
Okay, what's
the benefits of having a pen?
To write shapes, objects. People that are deaf need a pen to write with so they can communicate with you. Okay, what if they don't have an arm? They're going to have to use their teeth and draw like the letters. You can also use pens for sketching people, like an art. So you can show someone.
That's fascinating.
There's a lot of use for it.
So why would I need a pen?
I don't know. Maybe you need to write a check. Maybe you need to sign the back of a receipt.
I have a stamp for checks.
Okay. What if you lost your stamp?
Probably go buy another stamp and tell them to wait.
What if you didn't have money for a stamp? Pen's cheaper.
Is it?
It is. Probably like 49 cents, and the stamp was what, $4 or $5?
That's a good point.
You're saving yourself. You will?
I'll take it.
All right, that's a good thing because I had a pen right here.
Awesome. Send me a purchase order.
49 cents. Yep. I'm not going to charge you. The first one's on me. Thank you for your time.
So I saw something where they were like, never talk about like, oh, you don't have a pen on you? Cool. You need this. Here's what it is. It's a beautiful mahogany, blah, blah, blah. It's more like, what do you use it for? What do you need? What's your need? If you don't have a need, try and create a need. So say like you were somebody I wanted to advertise your business. It's more the numbers of creating your need being your customers. So I
saved you a good little chunk of money there.
Yeah. So how can I get your customers? Okay. So if you're a bank, you need people to come in, sign up. How can we tell them where you're at in the most efficient way? Get them to you. Hey, if you're driving down this road, boom, 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 stop in. It'll take you less than 5 minutes, yada, yada. That's what you're creating, is the need for the customer to be there. And that tends to sell more people. The need for me is to make more money on that weekend at the Fall-A-Days conveniently and sell a lot of stock quickly with no sense of return. Because people tend, when they know where you're at, to want to return more impulse purchases within their window than when they're out and about touristing. I go to New York and I buy a hat. I don't like the hat. I'll throw it away. I'm not going to call them and be like, I bought a $39 hat while I was on vacation. And listen, sir, I just want to return this hat. Can you send me a shipping label? The guy's going to answer the phone back and go, sir, there's no fucking way I'm sending you that. Please throw it in the trash. And I'll be like, I'm going to speak to your manager. They'll be like, small loan business, this is mine. Have a nice one. Forget about it. Click. And that's how that, New York accent would go. But
hey, I'm walking here.
Forget about it. So the idea being the impulse purchases tend to stick more where you can sell them as much garbage or as much utility as you want, and the complaints are very little compared to a retail brick and mortar store.
I thought about some ways you can attract some customers to your fall show.
Yeah.
This might be stupid. Maybe you could hand out little cards, and like if they bring that card back to you, like your
they get 15% off a repair.
I was gonna say like 5, but that's
you realize like most of my repairs are like 90% profit.
Oh, I mean whatever percent that you give, but
so
hell,
if you brought me your phone as an iPhone 11 and I charge you the $129 to fix it, that's a $39 screen. It's like 70% profit.
There you
go. It takes
go.
me 15 minutes, 70 times 4 in an hour. Most of the time I can do it in a lot quicker time. I could probably do 6 an hour. So that's what, $420 an hour. I average around $350 an hour in profit.
I just thought about the people that are like, man, I really don't need this phone fixed, but hey, he said 15% off, and I bring this in. Holy shit. And they're just going to start bringing you like shit iPhones that they really didn't even need fixed.
There was a guy who brought a iPhone 8 last Friday. So Seth was here and he checked him in. It was supposed to be a simple battery. It was on and off. He was like, I throw it in my deep freezer in my car. It turns on, gives me 20 minutes of use.
That's
like,
great.
There's a short there. You probably got water damage something. Turns out we opened it, water damage, corrosion. Board wash is 60. Then he was like, no, just sell me a new phone, get my data off it. I'm like, well, data recovery is $250. So you're going to spend $300 on a phone plus $250. That's $550 for
everything comes with a cost.
Seth was like, no, you're not going to charge him that because we'll just transfer the phone, put it in the freezer, get it done super quick. And I'm like, no, quick doesn't matter. It's if I quoted him $250 and I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to charge him what I told him I was going to do for, because I got the solution. I didn't tell him I was going to charge him for the journey. I charged him for the solution. Whether I went around with a wrench and banged the phones and got it to work, if I know where to bang, I'm getting that money.
I like that term.
So it's one of those things where he got offended, my employee, that I was charging the proper amount. So I discounted it. I charged him $129. Made him happy, retained the employee's happiness from. I was like, I feel better about that. But to me, I'm like, there's so many other things I could have charged that man for. Could have got him for the board wash, the check-in fee, the bench fee, plus all the extras, the screen protector case, etc. He still left spending like $600.
Oh, I was gonna say like $1,000.
Yeah, I could have gotten him like $1,000. He didn't care, but his problem was, Seth's problem was that it felt wrong to charge him for like $30 because we bought that phone the day before for $20. $30 worth of parts went into that repair and 45 minutes of my time, and we made $700.
That's profit.
That's profit. That is, and the guy left with a great review, expectations. He was super happy, didn't have to deal with anything, got a phone that's the exact same phone he wanted. Then it went to the interaction of it, almost like he was trying to puff his chest up at the idea of like, no, this is how it is. This is why it's immoral. And it reminded me of like how me and my brothers fought when I was younger, because I've been seeing all these TikToks and all this bullshit in Instagram, YouTube about your brothers are the only ones who are really there. They're going to be there when you're young, when you're old. You'll hate each other, but nobody should really disdain their brothers for their period. Do you get along with your brothers now?
That's funny you say that. My brothers are both of them actually have my name tattooed on them, but they don't have each other's name tattooed on. They're brothers. Like they were adopted together by my family, and then 3 or 4 years later I was adopted, or 5 or 6 actually.
Why is your name tattooed on their bodies?
I don't know. I'm like there's one child in the family that's like everyone loves, and it's me. My grandparents didn't, I hate to say this, they didn't really call my brothers on their birthday because they didn't call my grandparents whenever, like, just to talk to them.
Yeah,
I'm the only one that ever checks in that with, like, everybody, calls everyone, sees, makes sure they're doing, even the people that I do not get along with, like my aunt, you know, like that we don't get along. Today, talked to her for an hour and a half with her kids.
I was so similar. When I was younger, I would go to my grandparents' house and hang out, my aunt's house and hang out, and everyone thought I was weird because of it.
Reason I get only one that gets birthday presents from them still. Only reason that I get Christmas presents. I mean,
there's a sense of connection. But me and my brothers used to fight so bad. My brother knocked out a tooth. I got fucking ears split open.
See, I was too young for them to do that to me. Because if they did, my dad would beat the shit out of them.
Well, one was 7 years older and one was 3 years older. So they had a 4-year difference. But he was 2 grades ahead of me. So me and Kyle, who's my middle brother, looked after each other. There was a fight. We jumped in, boom, 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 defended each other. He was a little slower. He was in the special ed classes, but he was the big brother Kyle. Everyone called him Fat Kyle. I was Husky Chris. And so Big Clayton, or Clay, as we called him, was the athletics fan. So we always called him Clay, or A Clay, because he always had that A's hat on. He had all the memorabilia, the cool Ninja Turtle shit. He was the cool kid you wanted to be when you were growing up. But he always picked on Kyle. Picked on me, but not as much. I was a dirty little asshole, went around punching people in the nuts. So
that's fucked.
Yeah, one day, I think I was like 14. He was 21. I think it was my dad's birthday, somewhat near my dad's birthday. There was a cake. I remember this specifically.
You got me interested after cake.
So we're all smoking prime times in the back, me and Kyle. Clayton comes in, starts screaming at Kyle for smoking, hands me the prime time. I'm smoking it. I think we were a little drunk. I don't remember if we were drinking. Parents are gone on some thing. All of a sudden, Kyle gets right-handed, and he's down. And the next thing I remember is my brother crawling away from me, Clayton, just bloodied, screaming for the police that I'm going to jail. And turns out we had this huge fight. He like threw a kitchen thing at me and tried to swing a dining room table. When I learned when I was older that when I'm adrenaline junked at that point, I don't really feel pain. So I just like overlook it. So if something's going on, I guess I was being pummeled in the face and I just kept going and throwing hands. And that didn't work for him. So I got like demon an attitude that moment. And I was like, I'm not being picked on. He's not being picked on. It's just when you snap. I snapped. So when the cops are talking to me and my parents are talking to me, all of a sudden Clayton's getting checked out by the EMTs. The cake falls from the ceiling.
Oh.
So my dad's birthday cake, apparently in this skirmish somehow, got flung.
So you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know about that.
That's what you said is I don't know about that.
I was like, I don't know about that.
Had nothing to do with it. Like, wasn't me. I don't know about that.
They're asking me if I hit first. I was like, no, I was defending my brother. He got attacked. And the next thing I know, I just kind of went at him. I ran through the double doors and went at him. And the next thing I know, he was crawling away. And I'm just over him, breathing, swollen. He's crawling. I guess I like dislocated his shoulder.
Fucked him up.
Fucked his chin up. I just broke a bunch of stuff. But it didn't stop me from loving the man. And every time I see these little TikToks and all this bullshit, I think, man, nobody talks anymore. Like me and Clayton have been at it. The reason when I started my Love to Fix business, he had helped me start it, but he wasn't like an owner in the business. It was more like, hey, let me help you do this. And then I was like, well, no, this is my business. I'm the one doing it. You may have brought some of the money, but I've paid you your money. And then he felt differently. So then we split, got into a fist fight then. I think that was the last fist fight we got into was when I was 22, just got sober. He had punched me a couple of times after putting hands on me, and I had punched him, and we were at the Denials Farmers Market where you saw that card from today, and my dad speared me. He knew that I was bigger, stronger, so he speared me against this pole while holding me till security got there. I hadn't blacked out. I remember the whole thing. I was calm about it. But my father speared me in the back, cracked a rib.
Oh.
He's 50-something at the time. And he was just like, you need to put your hands down, Chris. So I put my hands down. I'm like, I'm not throwing hands. And all of a sudden I feel like in the back of the head, and Clayton walks away. He's like, yeah. Like he's an older. If I was in his shoes, I would feel the same way. Like I want the last punch. But it doesn't mean I don't love you. That's petty shit we went through in the past. Love you, Clayton. Big ups, man. He's got this wife, Megan, that's been his rock for years. But it's so funny. He's got a married life. He's been stable for the last 15 years of his life. that everyone's looked up to him. My brother Kyle lives at home with my parents. Not that he's not stable, I just don't think he's emotionally stable to the degree of like living on his own. So he's got this girlfriend, she tends to drink a little much, but she lives also with my brother in their basement or their garage at my parents' house. They pitch in, pay bills and stuff, but it's not really their place while we're trying to get people out. I'm like, man, if everyone just fucking came together, I don't feel like I'm going to live very long. I'm not healthy, anything. And I see these TikToks and I'm like, what the fuck is the point? I don't care if you talk about his girlfriend, he talks about your wife, you talk about who fucked this up and did that.
Who fucked who?
It doesn't matter. All these women, all these girls, it doesn't matter if they're the mother of our children, came last. We all came first. As stupid as it is, we've all spent more time together than any woman from now to our deathbed will spend and been through way more. And every one of those TikToks is right. It's so stupid. Get over it. I've said worse shit when you were 10 years old than your wife could say to you now. Like, okay, you guys cheat on each other, you split ways. I've stabbed you and you've come back for my birthday. Tell me how that makes any sense. That like you could be pissed off about something that somebody said about your girlfriend and not talk to your blood for 2 years. But I have physically harmed you to the point you could have died. And you came back 3 months later, gave me a birthday card, a hug.
Dab me up.
I'm proud of you, man. All this stuff is because there's a different bond between brothers and family like that. It's not that anyone's better, like I'm better than your wife or better than your girlfriend, better than your kids. There's just I hope my kids have 1/100th of what me and my brothers had.
I'll never forget the day that I found that my brother was like, he was there for me. We were playing over across I wouldn't say the neighborhood because we lived out in the country, but across the dirt road, playing catch with the ball, and I get hit with a rock, like a dirt rock. A kid that's like 6 years older than I am. And so they're like a year apart, the brothers are, and my brother's like 14, I'm 6. My brother says, hey, bro, don't throw that rock at my brother. He's like, hey, but your brother's throwing rocks at me. He goes, yeah, you're fucking 14 years old. Grow the fuck up. And so they get into it, and next thing you know, my brother has both of these motherfuckers on the ground throwing rocks at them. Oh, God. And I'm just like, what the fuck happened? And then like, so we're walking home. These two guys are getting up. They're all pissed off. He was like, you didn't have to cuss. And the dad said that to my brother. And my brother was like, I don't give a fuck. He goes, your sons are little and we just keep walking. I had no idea what was going on at that time. I didn't know what meant and all that other stuff.
You just knew there was bad words.
So when we got home, my mom said, what was all that yelling about? My brother was like, I told the neighbor off because they were throwing rocks at Dakota. And then my mom was like, what the hell? And then, like, of course, my mom was like, hey, sorry for my son cussing. He was like, no, I get it, you know, boys. And that's how, like, the dad was. But holy shit.
My brother Clayton, bringing this up one more time, did the same thing for me when I was, like, 6 or 5.
Love it.
I think right after my birthday, too. I always remember birthdays, right? I got new toys. I was playing with them. Kids down the street, Cam, snatched my toys.
Oh, fuck them kids.
Beat me up. And I go up to him and his friend Justin, who has been in his life forever since he was young. He's a Mormon guy who, Justin Noonan, thank you. Rode with him up the road. They mollywopped these kids, got my scooter or my bike back and like my toys that I was playing with out
plus
front.
some, you know.
We lived on this cul-de-sac, and it wasn't like gang stuff. It was more like dumbass kids and then hoodlum kids up the street. They mollywopped him, came back, was like, no, man. Let me know if they mess with you again. And I remember from that moment, I was like, I can go to him and he'll handle it.
Fuck yeah.
And I never had to go to him again for stuff like that. You mentioned that you fucked up on Friday. What happened?
Oh, shit. So I'm up from 5 a.m. It's sports day. It's Friday. It's game day. It's let's fucking go football day. I mean, like, whoop, whoop. It's a home game. You know what that means. After the game.
61-0.
69. So we got beat 69-7 that night.
You home got beat.
Home. We played the number 5 team in the state. Of course that's going to happen. We're in a rebuilding year. First year coach.
Nobody knows what a blitz is. I'm not even a football fan.
I got fucking blitzed last Friday because this was in the span of 45 minutes. Had 3 Busch beers. After that, someone introduced me to Captain Morgan. They later informed me that I forgot to tell you this part. This was the funny part. They later informed me after my first shot of this rum. I didn't know what rum was until the next day when I woke up at
Captain Morgan
1 p.m.
Yeah.
I've never really drank rum. I don't know liquors.
Cheers, sailors.
Probably going to get fucked up off that fuck whiskey. Don't know yet.
You will as soon as you stand.
But it was crazy because next thing you know, they're telling me that Morgan
Freeman?
Morgan. They said, dude, Morgan Freeman died. I was like, no fucking way. Like some reason drunk me was like terrified that Morgan Freeman just died.
Why would you care?
I don't know. But some reason my drunk self cared so much that I had to take a shot for Morgan Freeman because it was called fucking Captain Morgan.
I remember the stupid things like that.
And so they kept on telling me this one's for Morgan Freeman. So I did 3 shots. I said, "Hey, you motherfucker!" I get my hands behind my back. I pour I didn't get to this video, but I poured myself 3 perfect tall shots. I said, "Motherfucker, go like this all the way down, pick it up with my mouth, and then put it back on the counter and go." Ta-da! And someone had a video of it. He shows not one of my bosses, not just my other boss, but all 3 of the people that kind of tell me what to do up there. He showed all 3 of them with the volume.
Way to go, Tyler.
And they said was, "Dude, that's funny. That's awesome. I remember my glory days. Glad to see you're having fun." Glad to see you're having fun is what they told me. They didn't give a shit.
Well, at least you came into work on time, Seth.
Oh,
Jarek.
Episode 14 coming soon.
I'm not sure what episode this is, but our
14, I think.
No, our viewers will keep track. No, it's just all that, man, just kept getting me thinking about family and stuff because I've been on this kick lately where I've been reliving my old life and how many stupid things I've done with family and how much it just doesn't care. I'm in a position now like I want nothing but what I got for my kids. So like as shitty as my relationship with my brothers is, I want my kids to have that same fantastic fucking childhood. And it makes me think about how I treated my family, how I treated my mother, how I treated my father. And I haven't been the best son. We know this. I was the 3rd son, entitled, spoiled. I saw my mother for a lot of her faults and pointed them all out my entire life.
Same. I feel like a dick for it too.
I feel like a dick, but like from now on, I've made myself a promise. I'm not going to care. It's like, it doesn't matter to me. My wife can still hold a candle to certain things. They don't get along so much, but like they're welcome to see my kids as long as everything is cordial. Come by, move out, do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But then I hear of drama or like shit going on there. And I'm like, you know what? I could tell you not to give a shit, but you're going to figure it out on your own. Just know that I hold no grudges anymore to my own family because I'm hoping on my deathbed, whenever that comes, y'all will show up. That's all I care about.
That would be,
carry the name,
show up.
Talk about me at Christmas.
Say something positive at least,
That's it. I wish that for my brothers and my family to stop all the bullshit drama or at least to realize in their absolute core that nothing is forever. And like anybody watching right now,
nothing's forever.
Nothing is forever. Even the hatred you're feeling for the family member for whatever they said or did is not forever.
That reminds me, I fucked up even more Friday night.
Yeah.
I fucking drove home.
That's what I was saying. I called it. I literally called it.
When I got home perfectly fine. I guess I drive better than I do sober is what my friend told me. That's what
everyone says when they're dumb as shit.
No, that's what my friend told me. He was behind me. He wasn't drunk. But I want to know.
It doesn't matter. It's not about that. Your brain is trying to drive while also trying to stay sober. It is dumb. You will fucking die, and then I'm going to have to carry your name 6 years from now when I'm like, hey, look at the timeline when I said R.I.P. Dakota in my storyline. That'll be the only remembrance down the road that you'll get from a third party outside of your family. It's like, oh shit, I made a post once about Dakota.
I want to publicly apologize for anyone that saw me at 2:22 a.m. on Hanks Trail, almost home going, this will be. That was the song I was singing as I was pulling into my drive.
You need to be careful, man, because it's going to be dumb where if you wrecked your car tomorrow, this is the only sage advice I'm going to give you about this. Imagine something stupid happened, a deer jumped in front of you, whatever, wrecked your car. You can't claim that insurance because you can't get a police report because you're fucking drunk.
I wouldn't have been able to last night because of the, I didn't have insurance last week.
Yeah.
I got insurance now.
At least we motivated him to get insurance, everybody.
Thank you. It fucking broke me, but I didn't go with food for 2 days, but it was fine.
At least you lost some weight.
I did.
A little bit of your dignity. And that's all we can ask of you. Everybody, we appreciate you viewing, listening, subscribing. Hit that little bell. You'll be notified when we do post. I know it's been erratic lately. There's been a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. Hug your family, kiss your kids, and we'll see you next time on During Business Hours.
Life can be super happy, life can be super sad. I'm trying super hard to separate the good and bad. I go back to my future just to get to my past. But knowing me, my DeLorean will probably